Hi, folks. This is Mountain Man coming to you from parts unknown. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. Thank you, everybody that comes to my live stream and participates in the chats or just watches the chat go by, and even everybody who comes afterward to check out what's going on. So, we're going to talk tonight. I put in my thumbnail Kamala's last stand. What do I mean by that? Well, they're putting out a new push, new polls that are rather contradictory with what us normal folk been seeing. So anyway, we'll go over that, and I want to see how my signal's doing. So I'm going to play a short video, and you all can comment. Let me know how my stream's going. Let me see here. Get that out of the way. Cut the mic off. Let everybody get into the chats and get comfortable and go from there.
Criminals off the street, and they've given them to her to put into our country. And this will be one of the greatest mistakes in history for them to allow. And I think they probably did it because they think they're going to get votes, but it's not worth it because they're destroying the fabric of our country by what they've done. There's never been anything done like this at all. They've destroyed the fabric of our country. Millions of people let in, and all over the world, crime is down all over the world except here. Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. It's called migrant crime, and it's happening at levels that nobody thought possible.
Yeah, and that's the last time they were together, and that's Mr. Trump got the last word. President Trump got the last word, and they're claiming now Kamala's up nationally, but they're hedging their bets, saying, "Oh, well, she's close in the swing state, so that evil, rotten electoral vote will probably screw up our democracy." So anyway, I hope you all got to hear that. I hope it came through clear. And here, we got a little something else for everybody to look at. Ha, ha, ha. Let me see what's going on. Who all's coming in so far? Finding Dory, how you doing? Doc, nice to see you. Tracy, Kim, Ann. Hi, Benjamin. How you doing? Angela. Good. I got a 5x5. Hi, Debbie. Tracy. Good. Gloria. Alan. Sandy. No, she's not ahead. Boy, I tell you what, I got into one video. I checked out the comments, and it's amazing. I'll show you some of them. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? Awaken Trillium. Nice to see you. There is the picture of the person sitting in a jail cell. He kind of looks familiar, doesn't he? Flannel Cheese, how you doing? And it is going around more and more about Kamala. Is she drunk? You know, and the whispering going around about that Oprah thing was that, man, she bombed. And Trump put out that statement, are they going to be looking for another replacement? And that could be happening. That could be happening. I don't know. If something unsavory comes out about her with this diddly thing that's going on. Hi, Tara. How you doing? Yeah, she's drunk. So if there could be a shock, some kind of surprise. We know it's not going to be normal. The clock's ticking, and they can only cover for her so long. Why I put this thumbnail up over the line. There's some point they're going to cross the line where they are obviously crossing a criminal line. Criminal. We've heard Trump use the term fraudulent many times when he's talking about these fake numbers they put out. Never mind all the hoaxes. Never mind all the libel. And we'll get into that. I mean, not in a tiresome way, not repeating things like Hannity, but they do nuanced stuff all the time. They're always probing, always searching for a weak spot. So, yeah. What point are they going to cross the line between informing people with what they, like Trump said, ABC is licensed. Now, I believe this, I'm not sure which bunch this is. Wait a minute. Let me see here. Somebody put in the comments that what you're seeing on the screen is already a meme. It's so ridiculous. Because they came out with this today. It's such a ridiculous claim that, and the comments, one of them, they had 300 and some comments in there, and the video was only up for like 28 minutes. And I checked the comments. I scrolled through, I know 150 of them, and 90% were calling them liars, telling them this is idiotic, no way. And you used to never see that. They would at least have the bots overwhelm the people who were calling them out. Here, this is kind of what it's going to be like this here. That guy's going to be like this guy. Democrats explaining how funding mobs in the street, accepting criminals in the country, raising taxes, and calling everyone racist is going to magically fix America. So he kind of looks like that. I don't know. Somebody will make a meme of this. They'll make a meme. It's ridiculous, and I'm just wondering if it crosses a legal line. We know many of them have crossed it. Many of them have crossed it, and hey, if I am uncertain about something, I'll say, hey, this is parody, or I have no idea, but this is what I saw. I've shown this before. This has been up for a long time. Results of the 2-0 and then 2-0. What people in Germany saw before the dumb onion, servers were seized. The fraud was breathtaking. Now, I don't know about California, but 81 million votes in a pig's eye, right? In a pig's eye. Hi, Miss Winter Sue. Kim, how you doing? Damon. Nice to see you. Ronald. Hebrew Hammer. Tara, how you doing? I was going to sing that song, Tara. They went over the line. This might be the prima facie evidence of interference. Hi, Alan. And we know that's illegal. Here's another meme. After watching this kind of stuff here, he started believing things I knew weren't true. At first, I thought it was Alzheimer's. Then I realized he was watching CNN. I mean, psychologically damaging to the country. So let me see if I can find this. Here was one that was up there. This is a picture. It was CBS Evening News. Harris increases polling lead nationally, but battleground still tight. They say she's up by 4 points nationally, but in the battlegrounds, it's like 2 points, 1 point within the margin of error, and getting people to think, oh, if it wasn't for that electoral college, which is one of the cornerstones of our Constitution. But anyway, I went in the comments, and I could have taken screenshot after screenshot of this. Nobody believes this. Stop your lies. Look up her explanation of cloud storage. If you can still vote for her afterwards, then there's no hope for you. Look at the thumbs ups. 57 minutes. The video was up, and these people were getting, and there were literally dozens and dozens and dozens of similar comments. And if you've been on Utizzle for a while, You know, you don't usually see that. So here, this guy here, CBS News poll. Harris leads by 4 points nationally, but 2 points in battleground states. Look at this guy's face. Doesn't he look believable? Doesn't he look believable? It's like Trump calls it. Deface the nation. Deface the nation. So, let me get rid of him and get rid of that too. Here, I'll put these two back up. You know, how many people are wiping their social media out? Have you all heard? A bunch. Many of you, including me, have heard in the past for a number of years unsettling things about Justin Bieber. Hi, Yvonne. How you doing? And that's coming out. I've heard there were emails and communications with, it's not hard to believe, P. Diddy and either Kamala and or her camp, because she was in that scene with Montel Williams, being one of two girlfriends, multiple girlfriends, one on each arm. And then we all know about Willie Brown. He's the least of it. I heard that Epsteinio had been operating for years, but they were having trouble breaking through to the hip hop culture and the black community, and they were getting a lot of millionaires, multi-millionaires in there, and they needed somebody who could break through, like a I don't know, multicultural Epsteinio. And Diddy's the one who they picked to do it. But if that's the case, and he's actually going to sing, they'd move heaven and earth to get rid of him. But if it's so obvious that this mountain to climb for Kamala is just way too high, and I think the final verdict was given by Oprah. When you watch her body language during that interview, you see so many tells. Do you ever talk to somebody and they're trying to be polite, but they're aggravated? They'll put their hand to the side of their head. And it's kind of like a veiled, I'm leaning my head on my hand, but it's an uncontrollable, you're making my head hurt gesture. She did that. She broke eye contact, especially in the closing statement by Kamala, to the point where she just jerked her head to the left with a wide open stare, like what, and stared off to the left, disengaging. When you break eye contact with somebody, that's a bad sign. But when you do it while you jerk your head over to one side and leave it there with your mouth looking like it's getting ready to drop open, like you don't believe what you're hearing, that's another problem. And midway through, she gave her a Did I ever tell you a story about I'll have to tell it sometime, but it's technique in sales and also personnel management. When you're hearing something you either don't care about or don't like, you go, And she gave Kamala the if you listen to it. So, Plenty of cues there, and Trump. I'll read one of his posts. He'd been interviewed by her. He knows what her station is with this elite crowd, and it is going to keep getting national attention because it's dealing with celebrities, and it's dealing with lascivious things, and it's a mystery. Who's next? Who's next? What names are going to keep popping up? Hi, Roland. How you doing? So that's the kind of stuff people flock to. All right, they're not worried about numbers and things like that. So Kamala and her camp knows she's in trouble. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been sitting there negotiating with CBS. I mean, which is a crew she wants to do the debate with? Is it CNN? CNN wants another shot. Because they got so much guff for being partly fair with Trump and the Biden situation. So they want another shot at it. And CBS is trying to get their shots in with these garbage polls to mislead the public. So I'm thinking something might come out to make her get out. Trump wouldn't hint at that if it wasn't a possibility. And this P. Diddy thing is getting more and more. Here's a video. FBI's new discovery on Diddy changes everything. This is trap talk. I never heard of them. But you see minors spotted. You see photos are getting released. There's a picture of Diddy, and you see a lot of kids running around. You know, what's this all about? And you're going to get in a whole different thing about trafficking. Why did Kamala keep bringing that up? I've done more to prosecute trafficking, interstate trafficking. Never heard that about her before. They're always mirroring. Who is this one chick? I don't know her very well. Her name's Megan Fox. Took down her Twitter account. 1.3 million following. She took down all her posts. Who else took down their posts suddenly? Suddenly you see these posts coming down, being taken down. Usher and what they can take them down all they want because it's like Elon Musk said. I bought a crime scene, and they can go back in those things. Nothing's ever gone from the internet. Here he is, Usher. Past, present, future tour. Usher's rendezvous in Paris. Blah, blah, blah. Took down all his posts, or 99.99% of them. 11.6 million followers. Pink took down hers. 30.4 million followers. Took down all her posts. And I was going through my pictures, and I found a suspicious shot that the DNC posted just before their convention. And I said, maybe this makes sense now. Citizen Free Press put it up, I believe. Yeah, Citizen Free Press. This was just put out on the official X account of the Democrat Party. This has been before the convention, mind you. Their Democrat Party, they're only 15 days until the national convention. What do you see? Well, they had to change hats really quick because of how Joe crapped out. Joe hung in there to the bitter end. Like Gandalf said, I'll draw you out like poison from a wound. They had to pull him out of there. So in their rush, they put this picture of Kamala, but you see Michelle signs everywhere. Isn't that bizarre? That's bizarre to me. What's this? MSDNC. As Donald Trump backs out of his planned debate with Vice President Harris. He's making new demands. This was before they did the last one they did. He's making new demands while the Harris campaign calls out his games. When Trump was saying, hey, come to the Fox one. And they were trying to change the rules already agreed upon by the Biden campaign. It didn't work for them then. It ain't going to work for them now. This is what in case anybody's saying Trump's backing out of it. This was happening. Say it to my face. Okay. Debate September 4th on Fox. Help. So now they're claiming, well, we want the American people should have another debate. And Trump's saying, stick it. Here we go. Who's this one that's pumping this crap out? Let's talk elections. I wonder, I never heard of them before, but all of a sudden they got 20,000 views in an hour. Who's pushing these people? 7-point shift. NBC News. National Trump to plus 2 to Harris plus 5. Ridiculous. 8 points with Rasmussen. Some must fibbing. So you got NBC and CBS putting out this trash. Is this their last-ditch effort to keep her in and not pull an unprecedented second change in a nominee this close to an election? It all depends on what comes out of some of these investigations that are going on, right, P. Diddy? Now, those of you who have been following me for a long time may remember, this is a new video Black and White Sports put out. I watch him sometimes. He's been up for a while. He's established, and he gets 10,000 views an hour. Here's a channel nobody heard of getting 20,000 in an hour. But anyway, LeBron gets roasted. A shocking photo goes viral of him at Sean P. Diddy's party. Those of you who've been with me for a while may remember that picture of him in a maid's dress I used in a video almost 2 years ago. That picture is not new. So you're going to have LeBron James getting drug into this mess. Just think of how many are going to be on their coattails. Let me see what's going on in the chats. Hi, Richard. How you doing? Yeah, the truth's coming, like Dory said. Hi, Mike. How you doing? No, he doesn't need to debate again. Him, mate. What a waste of time to debate again. What a waste of time. But these people are so soft-brained, and there's been such a, from all corners of social media, the lawyers that do the law channels, the comedians, the political commentators, this and that. But it's being rebuffed. But here. Let me see. I've talked about this guy before. Now, I guess that's law degrees in the background. I don't know. It's official looking stuff. The gavel in the background, okay, that's a subconscious signal of justice or ability to judge, okay? And he goes on TV. He's well known as a former prosecutor or attorney, government attorney. But when Jack Smith's cases got backed off, here's how he started one of his videos. You tell me if somebody like this should be able to call themselves officer of the court. And remember, like I said before, attorneys weren't even allowed to advertise for themselves. They had a high standard of ethics, okay? And in the past, there was a duty not to cause vitriol, okay? And this kind of a division in the body politic. But I'll go ahead and play his video.
Okay, friends, this one's a bitter pill. Donald Trump's sentencing in his New York case on his 34 felony convictions has been postponed from September 18th until November 26th. That's right, after the upcoming presidential election. So, is there any silver lining lurking behind this particular big, dark, orange cloud? Let's talk about that, because justice matters.
Because justice matters. The whole premise of going after a president, okay, in the manner that they're doing is unprecedented and unlawful, and he's in full support of it. This video, I'm sure, is rife with insinuations that Judge Cannon is either incompetent or corrupt, and that the Supreme Court is incompetent or corrupt, and he incites vitriol through his audience. Him and many others I've mentioned in the past, I'm going to enjoy seeing them answer to the bar. Let me see. I'll get back to that. Trump lashes out at NASDAQ. But anyway, wait a minute. This might be, here we go. Trump conviction in Georgia. This came through my news feed. Can only be stopped by two things, ex-prosecutor. Former U.S. Assistant Attorney Glenn Kirshner said on Friday he thinks Trump will be convicted in his Georgia case, but two things can stop it. Glenn Kirshner, who's that? Who's that? The nitwit I just had on screen, this idiot right here. That's Glenn Kirshner. The big orange cloud. We got to serve justice by going after a political opponent, by mangling and manipulating the law. Let me see which way this article goes. Let me see how this works out. Trump and over a dozen of his allies stand accused in Georgia. They're bringing up these Georgia cases when Fani Willis is fighting for her, legally speaking, her life, career speaking, and maybe for her freedom. And it's all in limbo, okay? It has nothing to do with the election. But here's what they're putting out, and you saw what he's putting out in his videos. Conspiring to overturn Joe Biden's victory. There were initially 18 allies charged in the case, but 4 defendants have since pleaded guilty. We've been through all that. They were all just nuisance pleas, just to get the nuisance charges done with. They weren't even going to be recorded. They're going to get thrown in a trash pail after a certain period of time. And they may not even stand with the presidential immunity, ruling. But anyway, this is Kirshner. I believe he will be convicted of these crimes. The only thing that can stop is not a jury of his peers. It is a corrupt, radical, right-wing 6-justice block of Donald Trump's Supreme Court. Kirshner, a legal analyst and frequent Trump critic, said in a YouTube video Friday. I don't believe somebody like that should be allowed to have a law license. When Trump was in office, he nominated 3 conservative justices: Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, creating a 6-3 slant. The current Supreme Court has been scrutinized by some for several controversial rulings, like its July 1st decision on immunity. The ruling came down from Trump's attempt to throw out his federal election subversion case. Well, it's going to end up throwing all this stuff out too. Garbage. He's giving people false hope and vilifying institutions. The only thing standing between Donald Trump and a jail cell, accountability for his crimes, that and an election. So he says the Supreme Court and the election are the only things that are going to get him out of it. However, Kirshner isn't worried about the election standing in the way. I believe come November 6th, the day after the November 5th election, when Donald Trump loses in a landslide, that is the trajectory is on for the moment. Are you out of your mind? Then he will be going on trial and case after case after case, not as a candidate for office and certainly not as a president-elect, but a plain old citizen who has lived a life of crime. Those chickens will come home to roost. You talk about chickens coming home to roost. I'm going to enjoy seeing this person answer for this kind of rhetoric and libel. Oh, I might as well put that up. Trump didn't ask her that for nothing. Is something going to come out real soon? We know that there's going to be more stars that get caught in this net, but they're going to be big fish. Okay, going to look awful suspicious if something happens to Diddy. But remember that name, Glenn Kirshner. Remember that name. He's going to be facing some disciplinary action. Oh, here's a comment I made. I try not to make them because I get in trouble. Somebody named Rovember 5th made a comment to me, and Rovember 5th means that's going to be their vengeance for Roe v. Wade, to vote against Trump Rovember 5th. Said something about their right to end another human's life. And I said, 1, go put your kid in a dumpster behind Planned Parenthood. 2, check to see if your cat's okay. So that's what I think of people like that. Ha 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 ha. Little fish are just as sweet. That's right. We're getting a lot of little fish. A lot of little fish. This one here, I think he went to the, not Diddy, but Epstein's. Donald Trump warns Mark Zuckerberg could spend the rest of his life in prison. So I don't think he's too worried about what's going on with the Diddy situation. But they're going to let, on Meta and Facebook, they're going to let a lot of that stuff be shared, I believe. I believe the only reason Zuckerberg is walking free is because he agreed to confess to interfering with the 2020, right, selection, which he did in a letter form, and that he's not, and he said how the 3-letter agencies were running Facebook. And now I think he's going to amplify this Diddy thing along with Elon. Elon Musk buying Twitter was a huge blow. A huge blow to the apparatus, the propaganda apparatus. They're stuck with old school stuff like these crummy CBS and NBC polls. Mr. Minister said, boom, oh my goodness. Well, I have to, I'm not getting notifications. So, but I always make sure to thank people my next broadcast. If they help with buy me a coffee like Gary helped last night. And Ms. Minister, you've helped in the past. I appreciate it. If you're giving yourself boom for that, I do appreciate it very much. And if things are tight, don't even think about it. Take care of yourself so we can all help take care of each other. Hi, KNS Cleanup. How are you? That's right, Tara. I bought a crime scene Musk. Well, they're bringing out the old school cannons right here. Hillary, talk about mirroring. Talk about mirroring. They came up with terms for J.D. Vance that he was weird. And it turned out I was right about that commercial that Tim Walsh put up. It was an international harvester. I saw a clip of it, and I said, he said he was working on his truck. I said, it didn't look like a truck to me. It looked more like a Scout or an international harvester. And then I watched the whole commercial, and it was an international harvester. My old memory's still working. So anyway, I'm going to tell you something funny about that. And you can watch it if you don't believe me. He's saying, wait, I do my own maintenance on this. It's got old school cruise control that's run with a vacuum. Well, that ain't old school. A lot of cruise controls is run on a vacuum. But anyway, he holds this little piece up and he said, you see, it's so ingenious. There's a chain in here. And he pulls a metal rod about half the thickness of a coat hanger rod. Remember brass coat hangers? A straight rod. And this lets you know he doesn't know squat what he's talking about. because that ain't a chain. Who in the hell would call a metal rod a chain? How much you want to bet it still don't work? He didn't fix it. He didn't know what he's doing. But anyway, so they come up with the weird stuff when they're weird. Hillary calls Elon Musk rotten and creepy. Boy, if that ain't pot and kettling. But anyway, she is even starting to come out when you'd expect she would lay low. But this is the kind of stuff you look for, especially after Joe gave the green light. Just before Jill took over the cabinet meeting, Joe gave the green light for them to go after Elon Musk. Not undercover, to do it in front of everybody. Jill is not happy. She wants to keep Joe going. And when you think about it, if there is something to Kamala that might be popping out, Jill won't mind. She'll help it. Joe won't mind. He'll help it. Then you get the judgment of somebody like Oprah saying, look, this stunk. This interview stunk. We're not going to get anywhere with this nitwit. And that's going to be the end of Kamala. How are they going to, this is their last stand. This last push, because it is coming out that Virginia is in play. I called it a month ago, folks. Those of you who've been with me for a while. Hi, Island Girl. How you doing? That I said Trump was going to win Virginia. I said it early. I said, I'm going to go ahead and commit to that. Trump is going to win Virginia. And there are polls showing him in the lead. Some polls are saying he's behind, but in the margin of error, all that kind of stuff. No, he's going to win it. Early voting, where is that? Early voting shows Republicans, here it is. Republicans coming out in a, I got to make sure I don't have too much stuff on the screen. Let me see. Republicans coming out almost 20% ahead in early voting. Here it is. Here it is. Enthusiasm advantage. Breaking. Trump pro-Virginia counties see a 19-point enthusiasm advantage over Democratic-leaning counties compared to 2020 for the first day of early voting. The big thing about this, it includes the largest counties in Virginia: Fairfax, Virginia Beach, and Loudoun County. An early sign? They call it a 19-point discrepancy in favor of GOP-leaning counties. Here we go. Comparison to the same point in 2020 shows higher GOP-leading county enthusiasm jump than blue-leaning areas across the 17 largest 17 counties. That's huge. And for them to say Kamala is up, did a 7-point swing to jump ahead of Donald Trump, as much as he has sprung ahead or forward, I'll say, in percentage of black votes, of Hispanic votes, that's impossible for them to even claim that. And I think once they do that, once they get to the point where they're claiming things that are statistically impossible, you may not have known, but you should have known. You can get into malfeasance, or if they did know, downright criminality. Steve Kornacki, whatever his name is, breaks down latest NBC national polls, shows Kamala Harris leading Donald Trump 49-44, within the margin of error. Oh, they got a 5-point margin of error. Look at those lines. Perfectly straight. That's ridiculous. That's idiotic. While Trump holds advantages on the economy, inflation, and the border, what the hell else does he need to have leads on? That's the whole ball game. What are they gonna claim as a big issue? Abortion? That's like 19% of the population, puts that at number one. And that's going to shrink once people start learning about late term stuff. So Trump leads, big leads, in the three biggest topics: economy, inflation, and the border. And they're claiming that Kamala's up. But what is preventing them from being the only ones with a message is right here. Elon Musk. What's this story? Sky News, not to be confused with Sky News Australia. Cards Against Humanity sues SpaceX for $15 million over claims Elon Musk's firm illegally trespassed on land. I haven't heard about it. But they're thinking of every way, using every pro-liberal group they can to try to attack Elon. And like I said, Joe gave him the green light, gave the Justice Department the green light to go after Musk. Here's another reason why, right here. Remember when Elon Musk put this out? You watched the Hunger Games and sided with the resistance. You watched Star Wars and sided with the resistance. You watched The Matrix and sided with the resistance. You watched Divergent and sided with the resistance. You watched V for Vendetta and sided with the resistance. When it's fiction, you understand, yet you refuse to see it when it's the reality you're living in. Wild. Exactly right. Let me get that down to where you can get a screenshot of that and post it on Mr. Z, on Mr. Z's platform, Stinkerberg. And the more people see stuff like this post right here, the more they'll take into consideration as to why if he does get charged with something, the more their antennas will go up. Well, wait a minute, same thing they're doing to Trump. Put this up on Meta. Old Twitter was a far-left propaganda machine. Now we actually have free speech on it. I believe that's a Union Jack back there. I wonder if you get in trouble if you put that up in the UK. I don't know. Put this up. Governments worldwide are struggling to contain a new virus that would have a huge impact on billions of lives. It's called the truth. Hi, Walter. Yeah, P. Epsteinio. No, Kim, they've never had anything where they switched out somebody this quick. Let's see. Here, Elon, when he put this out. Kamala Harris backs Biden's 44.6 capital gains tax proposal, the highest in history. It also includes a 25% tax on unrealized gains for high net worth individuals. Yeah, that'll be taken down to just anybody, not just high net worth. Let me see this one here. Breaking news, Kamala Harris not doing the September 4th. Remember this, folks? 4 words, not fit for office. This is to remind everybody she was asked by Trump multiple times to do the September 4th debate. She skipped the debate. Now she wants a mulligan. Comrade Kamala has just informed us she's not going to do the Fox News debate. And he goes down the list, all her terrible flip-flopping and her crummy record she had. But she's not fit for office. She was a border czar. The only way she could survive was to go through where she knew the questions. What's this one? What's this one here? I copied it for a reason. In 1950s America, if you asked the average person what progress is, they would tell you about a prosperous future of flying cars, space travel, futuristic cities, and eradicating communism. In the 2020s America, if you asked the average person what progress is, they would talk about sodomy, diversity, S3 actually mutilating young ones, and eradicating white people. Now, ain't that something? Somebody going to lecture me about being prejudiced when they can't stand, well, I'll say it like George Jefferson used to say it, crackers. Do you remember when we treated viruses with soup, vitamin C, and plenty of rest instead of communism? That's a good one to put on. Put on Facebook. Here's a Bible quote. Might be worth it to read. Go to Deuteronomy. Foreigners who live in your land will gain more and more power, while you gradually lose yours. They will have money to lend you, but you will have none to lend them. In the end, they will be your rulers. Well, this is what would happen if you go against God's word, go against the law. Inevitable punishment. Natural fact. And think about the EBT cards that I showed the other night with, or read about the other night, with 38,000 cash and I don't know how much food. And I said it'd be life-changing for just about anybody. I should have got a cleaner thing of this. All these disasters will come, okay? You are destroyed because you did not obey the Lord your God and keep the laws he gave you. They will be evidence of God's judgment on you and your descendants forever. The Lord blessed you in every way, but you would not serve him with glad and joyful hearts. So then you will serve the enemies that the Lord is going to send. And he goes on to say you'll be hungry and thirsty and miserable. That's just the way it goes. It's not crafted that way. It's a natural fact. You put your hand on a hot stove, it gets burned. It's fact. Johnny Maga put this up. What's your number one issue? Abortion rights. Abortion rights are very important to me and my family. Not the economy, not immigration, not foreign policy. Abortions. This is Kamala Harris's base. Apparently so. when NBC could say Trump is leading and everything else but that. The whole country can go to HE double hockey sticks as long as they can put their kids in a dumpster. There we go. Here we go. We live in a world that's made up of fake people, fake food, fake medicine. Yeah, it's fake, all the way across the board there. Fake weather, fake news, fake history, fake pandemics, fake revolution, fake spirituality. Wonder why people hate the truth. Be a good one to put on Meta. There you go. Ought to be able to get a screenshot there. I know you all seen this one, but I like it. I like this one. Good morning. Trump's got a big rainbow trout bear coming up on him. Oh, my goodness. And then here you go. Ha, 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 ha. Patriots. Ha, 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 ha. Hi, hilarious. How are you? That's right. It's for grace. You have been saved through faith. I have something in my studio that's similar to that. I may be able to find, put up the whole quote. See if you can get a shot of this and put it on your Meta. While you're having coffee and you just put it on your page, good morning, Patriot. Give somebody a little laugh. It's at the 57 mark, 5707. If you want to come back and take a screenshot, or go ahead and take a screenshot now. Here, what's this one? Well, I didn't read this one out when Jordan put it out. But Edwin Ramos, an illegal alien, assaulted a bus passenger and attempted robbery of a pregnant woman. Nobody says anything about this. He was set free in 2008, and he unalived a father and two sons in a triple red rum. The DA at the time supporting those sanctuary city policies, Kamala Harris. You know, stuff like this you can post on your Facebook. You know, just post it. And leave it there. People can read it. Type in at the top, ain't that something? Ain't that something? This is awful. A lot of things going on is awful. I mean, therefore I am. This should outrage everyone. A TikToker is trying to raise money for an elderly American woman who works at Kroger and is homeless, while our government is housing illegal immigrants in 4-star hotels and providing them with financial aid. Our government hates us. Here. I wonder what this means. I mean, I know it's, you know, he's given a nod. I should have got that clip where he's talking about these sheiks. These sheiks from Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and all these different places. I think I have it in my studio. But anyway, it says, It was great seeing my friends. His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin, I can't say all these names. He goes through all the names of these people he met from Qatar. The Emir met him at Mar-a-Lago. The Emir had proven to be a great and powerful leader of his country, advancing on all levels at record speed. He is someone who strongly wants peace in the Middle East and all over the world. We had a great relationship during my years in the White House, and will be even stronger this time around. That reminds me of a video I put up at the Economic Forum. Do you all remember that video? Let me see if I can find it without getting myself kicked out of my own studio. I want to see if you guys remember it also. It might be a little hard to find. But he says, these people don't like me. I don't know if he's talking about this individual. I got 2 clips from that. I will have to get both clips to make sure I get the right one and don't have to go out of my studio. Let me see if it's this one. Let me see if it's this clip. Let me cut my mic off. We'll see what Mr. T is talking about.
That's why OPEC and the Arab nations, and we're very honored to have some of my friends here with us today from that part of the world, but they're working very hard despite being here, that I not be your president. They don't like me. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris can't bring down the price of anything because her energy policies are driving up the cost of everything. Everything is up, way up.
Did they get wind of that and say, we better go mend fences with Mr. T? When he said, they don't like me. Members of OPEC. I don't know. Don't you find that a little interesting? A long time ago, Oprah Winfrey asked me to do her last network television show. The final week of her show was a big deal. And it was my honor with my family to do it. When I watched her interview yesterday with a woman who is destroying, through her complete and total incompetence, America, I couldn't help but think this isn't the real Oprah. This isn't a person that wants millions of people from prisons and mental institutions and terrorists and drug dealers and human traffickers from all over the world pouring into our country. Kamala looked really foolish, couldn't answer the simplest of questions. On inflation, the cost of goods, our very porous and dangerous border, no leader there. And Oprah just wanted to crawl under a table. Comrade Kamala Harris is mentally unfit to be president. She knows it, and so does everyone else. Then Citizens Free Press put this up. I'll play the little short clip for you. Trump-supporting member of the Baldwin family, Stephen Baldwin, releases this cryptic video. As he's the father-in-law of Justin Bieber, many speculate this video references P. Diddy Sean Combs scandal and how it relates to progressive Hollywood. And here he is. Let me pull his video up. And you all tell me what you think. He's related to Justin Bieber, and I guess he's Alec Baldwin's relative somehow. But let's see what you think. I'm going to cut my mic off and play it.
You have heard the expression, the calm before the storm. There is always a calm before the storm, but then so is there another calm after the storm. There's a calm and then a storm and then another calm. And in that latter calm is the preparation for the next storm.
That's why I put in my thumbnail. It's going to be more than one storm. It certainly would get somebody that has something to worry about worried. Like I put that picture up of Alyssa Milano. Here's a, like I said, they can take down their tweets all they want. Here's one from January of 2013. 11 years ago. I like Jay's body also. I was a teenage demon, possessed cannibalistic cheerleader. Who can't relate to that? Was she talking about Justin, as in Bieber? That storm got people worried. They might have thought, well, this first one coming doesn't include me. Oh, yeah? Here you go. Don't worry, though. ABC News. Americans can order free COVID tests beginning this month. You get them for free. Remember, the ones that came from CHYNA already had it on the cotton when you stuck it in your nose, you gave it to yourself. So, of course, you test positive. Starting this month, Americans will be able to order free test kits that will be mailed to their homes. U.S. households will be able to deliver as many as 4 nasal swab tests. I mean, you got to stick that all the way back, touch your brain. At a COVID, whatever. The U.S. Health and Human Services overseeing the program has not given an exact date when ordering can begin. That's millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars right in a toilet we're all paying for. Did you all get to see this? Trump had his grandson and his granddaughter, Carolina, come up. Trump's grandkids speak at rally. MAGA, vote for Grandpa. That was so sweet. That humanizes him. Oh, Roland says Jay-Z. Oh, she did, Kim? Oh, gosh. Yeah, well, they're going to be talking about lewd and lascivious things that I wish this nation didn't have to talk about. But when it gets into the other stuff, some gruesome things. I mean, not just these freakazoid parties or whatever they call them. They're going to pretty much have to ease the national consciousness into the garbage that's coming up. And here's what I'm waiting to see. Here is what I'm waiting to see with our news organizations. You see the picture there on the screen? These are special ops guys coming in to a news organization and shutting it down. But unfortunately, it's over in the Middle East. Armed Israeli soldiers entered the Al Jazeera office in Ramallah, Palestine, and ordered it to be closed for 45 days. As the TV channel reported, after this, sounds of gunfire were heard around the building and tear gas was used. According to Tasnim, the military broke down the door, seized all equipment and documents, and stopped the channel's broadcasts in the area. In the summer, a court in Tel Aviv ruled to temporarily ban broadcasts and closed 21 offices of the Qatari television channel Al Jazeera in Israel. Hold on, folks. What do you notice about this post? What do you notice about this post? And I know it bores some of you, but I just read it to you. Did anything go up? This happened today. This happened today. What? Put on your military intelligence thinking caps. Remember the video I did that said connect the dots, one dot leads to another dot to another dot? Television shows mention Qatar. Trump didn't mention Qatar in his speech that I just played a brief. They don't like me. They don't want me to be your president. I'll grant you that. But he just met the emir of Qatar at Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if it was right when these raids were going down, but it sounds to me like Donald Trump is cracking some heads. People getting in line, if you know what I mean. He met the Emir of Qatar today. And another one, I couldn't pronounce their names. But anyway, Al Jazeera, the Qatari television channel, Al Jazeera. So, take heart, my friends. Trump says he's going to hit the ground running, and you can believe it. But anyway, that should make your antennas go up. So I'll leave you with this nice little video here tonight. Let me put somebody else's face up besides Epsteinio. Have I got somebody else I can put up there? Put up LeBron James. Here's one I'll leave you with. You can put that on 97% of climate scientists agree that they don't want to be defunded. Keep that in mind every time they put their crap up to scare you. All right, folks, I'll play this nice little video for you as I go out. And I appreciate you all spending your precious time. And I appreciate everybody who helped me with Buy Me a Coffee. And if you didn't hit the like button, do me a favor and do that for me on the way out. And like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Again, it's your precious time. Thank you so much. We only get one shot on this world, right? Thank you for spending it with me. You all have a great night. This is Mountain Man, over and out.
I'm going for Trump. I feel like every time they don't want somebody who is good for us to win, they throw somebody black in our face thinking that's going to like make us vote for the black person.
I voted for Obama because he was black. I don't want to vote for her because she's the first black woman to run for president or to win.
I don't vote.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I'm sorry. I want Donald Trump.
Why do you apologize?
Well, I know nobody likes him, but we had good times with Donald Trump.
I'm running for Trump, so.
You are?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why?
Yeah. I don't know. I just always been
fan of his, so that's what I'm running for.
I used to be against Trump. I used to live in Virginia. I saw the bad side of it, but really moving to Cleveland, I saw the other side of it.
I'm supporting Trump.
Because?
Because it has to change. More for what fits me better as a person, rather than voting for the black person or voting for the first woman. So
What do you think about Kamala Harris?
I think they say she's phony and fake. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like Trump saying, what are you? So I'm not feeling her. People get mad about it. I'm just not feeling her.
I don't like her the way she speaks, the giddiness, the laughing. Everything's a joke, and it's not a joke. We're in trouble.
I'm going for Trump. Kamala was on Biden's team, and I don't like Biden. Gas wasn't this high when Trump was our president. Food wasn't this high. I'm going for Trump.